Hi, it's been a while since I was last with you, and work has continued on our project here in central Oklahoma. We bought 5 acres. It was a pit. Everything was wrong. People thought the house itself should have been torn down. And we've been remodeling, and when I say we, I mean I have been remodeling. Yeah, let me catch you up on something. So if you're tuning into this to find out about an aerobic septic system, let me give you the skinny on that story. When we bought our house, we were told, or shortly before we bought it, we found out through inspections that the septic system was going to have to be replaced. And we're in Oklahoma, so I'm thinking, oh, it's just going to be a regular traditional septic system. That's what was in there. Yeah, here's a conventional system, which we had up until now, and which we hoped we would be able to continue to have. And of course, there was the thought that we would lose the tank, the concrete tank, but well, even that, putting in a traditional septic should be a little cheaper than other options, but things have changed since 1979 when the house was built. Apparently then the percolation test they did, for the soil was sufficient. I think they only had to go down, the guy I believe told me something like 15 inches, and if you had good perk for 15 inches, you were golden. And then they changed it to, I want to say 20 something inches. I'm probably completely off on this because it's been a while since I had that conversation. Here you see the results that he got. He dug 3 holes, made 3 little test holes, and you can see that he got to clay at 20 inches on one, 15 on another, 24 on another, and apparently that's not good enough. So here's the painful news. Conventional system option, no. Low pressure option, whatever that is, no. Shallow extended, no. What can I do? I can build a lagoon. I can have an aerobic system. Yeah, let's go into this a little bit. What is an aerobic system? Why do you need it? Again, it has to do with the soil. If that water's not percolating, not getting down through the soil, you can't have a traditional septic system with the lateral lines and all of these things. And your choices at that point become expensive. You have, you can put in a lagoon. Didn't know that until the guy was putting in the aerobic, and he told me, oh yeah, you could have dug a big hole and then it would have been like evaporating, like you see at a sewage plant kind of a thing. That wouldn't have been a good option for us. In this diagram of the lagoon system, you get the idea. You got to put it away from the house a good distance. You're supposed to have 3 acres total on the property. I have 5. But then you have to put a big fence around it and somehow live with your neighbors who are going to probably hate you. So, didn't do that. He didn't even know about the mound system. When we were in Minnesota, there's a mound system. You build kind of like it sounds. Yeah, there's a mound of sand and pipes going through it, and it works that way. Those are very expensive, probably more expensive than the aerobic system. I don't know what one of these things costs today, but when I had a home built in Minnesota 20 years ago, they were $10,000. You can see it looks like a normal septic system, except it gets pumped over to this artificially constructed mound of dirt and sand and pipe and works that way. By the way, those are a jewel to try to mow with a riding lawnmower because they're steeper than what that illustration looks like. Then you say, well, what's the aerobic system? Essentially, it's like a traditional a traditional septic system, except when it gets to that last tank, it sprays it out into the air. You have it's like it looks like a lawn water system, irrigation system. There's like 2 of those pivot things, and they spray the water out up into the air. It's been given bleach before it gets to that point, and then that water, which is mostly but not 100% clean, gets sprayed up into the air, and that's the process by which it gets further cleansed. So so we contacted them, and they told us that if the old concrete tank was still usable, that what they would do is, rather than spend the money to have it collapsed and then start fresh, they would actually take from the old tank and use it like an extra tank, let that water from the first tank spill into the brand new tank system, which is several tanks, and then go from there. And that sounded like a good deal if it worked out. And that's part of the intrigue. Like, is that going to work? And we'll show you kind of what happened with all of this. It wasn't a disaster, probably because I was hiring a professional and not trying to do it myself. Interestingly enough, I did check into whether a person could do their own septic system. And of all the things they let you do on your own without inspection here in the state of Oklahoma, putting in a septic is one of those things where they draw the line. They want professionals to do it, and that's what we had done. So the day arrives, Operation Septic Plop, as I want to call it, and I'm just going to let you watch and kind of take it in as it happened. Of course, shortened a bit. Hi guys, how's it going? Good. I was just getting a little video of you. So how's it going?
Well, we just started.
Are we keeping the old or not? Okay. It's a crazy thing. So there's the old box that they're tying into, and the electrician will finally hook up. Just gonna put a couple breakers in there. So here's the old system, which then empties into the new, runs all the way. That's probably what, 20 feet just from the tank, the old tank, to the new one. And then that will all pump out into the field and spray.
So over here, he extended that. That's where you're gonna put the bleach, the chlorine bleach.
Oh, I do that?
Yeah.
And how often do I do that?
You're gonna do that about, depending on how many people are here, I would do it about once a month.
Oh, really?
But you want to put 3 gallons in whenever it first fills up.
Okay.
So I wouldn't put it in right now.
Right. Okay. When it's full.
Once we get water in it, you need to put bleach in there and keep it in there. Put a gallon in there about every month or every other month.
Okay.
And this is where you'll put the bleach.
That bigger opening
right
there?
Yeah.
Oh, in the small one.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's got a cap. You just unscrew it.
Yep.
And then the bleach will go in there.
Yep.
And I marked your sprinklers.
Yep. I see them. Yep.
So you'll want to make sure not to run over them when you mow.
Right.
I mean, people do it. It's not nothing to change them back out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You think I'm going to mow out there?
Well.
That's funny. I think I might mow the one half, and hopefully I'll get a goat or something.
So
might have to get a few goats.
Pumping that tank every 5 years, and we already pumped it. So we come back out.
Right.
We want to pump that trash tank out probably every the same time we do that one.
Oh, okay.
We'll just check it.
Okay.
So you're good to go, really.
Super.
If anything goes wrong, call us. Don't mess with anything. It avoids a warranty.
Okay. It'd be the one thing I wouldn't try doing myself for sure.
Yeah. So the contract's for 2 years, but we still will come back and work on some.
Okay.
Installers won't.
Yeah.
But as long as you hired us to do this now, we'll come back and do any maintenance that needs to be done.